Previously, I booked Sammy to become the X Division champion. Now we've got to take it all the way out to Slammiversary and get the title back off of him. Let's see how that goes. Sammy is celebrating, and he's going to run straight back to AEW and tell Impact, haha, I got one over on you. Now, like I said, I don't think he should not defend it. He should defend it, but only defend it on AEW television or at Impact pay-per-views. This way the title seems exotic. Yeah, that's the word we'll use. Now, while all that went on, at the same exact time, Trey Miguel over on Impact catches fire. Trey Miguel is going to beat Sami Callihan at the match they probably have at Sacrifice. I think that's the way it's going to happen as everything's going right. After that, Trey Miguel is going to go on a 6-match, 7-match. He's going to win every match he has every week until Rebellion. But 1 week before Rebellion, Sammy was banned from Impact, right? Trey Miguel wins his 6th match or his 7th match that night and cuts a promo after the match like, I don't care who the champ is, I'm coming for the title. Well, then we get to Rebellion. Sammy wins the title but runs off to AEW. This creates the tension between Trey and Sammy. The next week after Rebellion is where we're going to start moving Trey Miguel versus Sammy for the X Division title to happen at Slammiversary. Trey comes out on Impact, cutting a promo, is like, I'm the hottest thing in the X Division. I am undefeated for a long time now, and I deserve a title shot against Sammy Guevara, but he's ran to AEW. Now, while he's cutting that promo, Ace Austin comes out like, nah, I get a rematch before you get a shot, dude. Just get in line. Well, they're in the ring talking trash. They get in a fight. This will draw Scott D'Amore out. Scott comes out and is like, alright, y'all both want a shot at Sammy? Plus, he's mad at Sammy too, because he feels like Sammy's made a fool out of him. So he makes the match between Ace Austin and Trey Miguel a #1 contenders match. Alright, that night on the AEW commercial we get during Impact, Sammy's on it, and him and Tony are talking about how he's so much smarter, how they're so much better, how AEW is better than Impact. Can't believe it. And he holds up the X Division title, right? Like, boom, proof. Later that night, we get Trey Miguel versus Ace Austin, and it's going to be a really good, solid match, but Trey Miguel wins clean. He can win tap or pinfall, but Trey wins. After the match, he cuts the promo like, I'm the #1 contender now. Sammy Guevara better watch his back. Now, we're probably 3 or 4 weeks out from Slammiversary in this timeline. This week of wrestling, Trey Miguel wins yet another match on Impact, cuts another promo about, I'm coming for you, Sammy. On Dynamite, Sammy defends the Impact Championship against an AEW Dark wrestler. He looks really dominant, but he's making fun of Impact. Next week on Impact, Trey Miguel is out having a match, and during that match, Hernandez attacks him, right, and pummels him, and they can't figure out why. Alright, the next week on Impact, Trey Miguel is having a match. He's got the match won. When out of nowhere, Hernandez attacks him again. Right? Well, they break it up. It's a DQ finish, but Trey wins. Later on, Sammy is seen paying Hernandez off. We get to Dynamite. Sammy has a match, we'll say, against Max Caster from the Acclaim. Well, during the match, Max Caster has Sammy beat. And again, we're going to see Hernandez come out, attack Max Caster from behind. It gets rushed by security and other wrestlers, and they're getting Hernandez out. During all this chaos and bedlam, we see Trey Miguel come in the ring, nail a slam on Sammy Guevara, hop up on the top rope real quick and nail another move, and he gets out there before anybody can get to him. This creates like we're going to go at each other for real. Next week, Trey Miguel's going to win his match he has on Impact. He's going to win, like, strongly. He's going to look badass when he does it. He then's going to cut the promo on, hey, I've came at Sammy myself. Sammy always pays somebody to come at me. Sammy's chicken. On Dynamite, Sammy will have a match against, say, Brian Pillman Jr. or a member of the Gun Club. So, a good guy, but can lose a match right now. Alright? During the match, it's going to be competitive, and Sammy's going to win, but he's got to cheat to win. Alright, next week, on Impact, Trey Miguel's not there. But Scott D'Amore will be walking around backstage when he bumps into Sammy Guevara. He's going to be like, what are you doing here? And Sammy Guevara, like a real smug bad guy, is going to say, I figured I'd come over to Impact and let y'all's 10, 20,000 viewers see what a real star looks like. I'm over on AEW with 700,000 viewers. Scott's like, well, I'm glad you're here. You got a title defense tonight. And Sammy's like, I don't wrestle on Impact. I didn't even bring my gear. And Scott doesn't care. He's going to say, let's see if you can redo the magic you've worked before, because tonight the X Division title is on the line against Black Taurus and Madman Fulton. As the night goes on, Black Taurus is going to find the other members of Decay laid out backstage, but he's not going to know what happened. Also, Ace Austin and Madman Fulton will be together when Madman Fulton gets contacted that he has a family emergency and he has to go now. D'Amore, being able to think on the fly, was like, alright, I'll replace Madman Fulton with Ace Austin. We still have our three-way match. Ace Austin versus Sammy versus Black Taurus. Later on that same night, Hernandez attacks Black Taurus out of nowhere because, as you guess, Sammy has paid him to take him out. It'll turn out that Sammy was behind Madman Fulton getting called away, and he was the one that attacked Decay without any real reason. This is all to keep heat on Sammy, make him look like a villain. Scott changes the match. Alright, fine. It's Ace Austin versus Sammy Guevara. Something's got to happen. Well, Ace Austin comes out ready for the match. Sammy comes out to the ring in his street clothes, right? With the title. And he seems pretty calm. And he gets in the ring. He hands the title to the ref. The ref holds it up. Off. The bell rings. Here comes Ace Austin. And Sammy just kicks him right below the belt. Right between the legs, right? Blatant disqualification. The ref calls it. Sammy gives everybody the middle finger. Sammy's looking right into the camera and he's like, you know what? Since Impact's on Tuesdays, I'm going to wrestle on Dark next week and take that many more of your viewers. Now, we're 1 week before Slammiversary. This week in wrestling, Trey Miguel's going to come out, he's going to have another match, and he's going to look great. Then afterwards, he's going to cut the promo, Sammy, I'm coming for you at Slammiversary. On AEW Dark, Sammy Guevara is going to destroy some Dark talent, but he's going to appear on Britt Baker's The Wedding Room. And while he's there, he cuts the promo about how he's the most bad, he's the best. He even knows that he's taking Impact's viewers right now. Then the next night on Dynamite, Sammy's walking around backstage with the title. People come up to him. He just cuts the diss promo. He just needs to do it to 2 people. Sammy will then come out to the ring with the title. Generic everyday, I am the best. But he starts launching in how everything was planned out. How he's better than anybody Impact has to offer. And he has the proof. He has the belt. Now while he's talking, Trey Miguel comes out through the crowd. Surprises Sammy. Power slam. Hits a match. He's then standing over Sammy. He grabs the belt and he's like, at Slammiversary, this is mine. We make it to Slammiversary, okay? This is where everything pays off. Early in the night, Scott D'Amore is going to cut the promo. I'm sick of Sammy Guevara. His blatant disregard, his lack of respect. He makes everything hard. He's made us look like a fool. So, if he doesn't win tonight, he's done with Impact. He's out. No sense in making a special rule or a stipulation for this match, because Sammy will probably just figure out a way to skirt it and be done with it. So, it's just going to be a regular match. Trey Miguel versus Sammy Guevara. But with one small little thing. The belt will change hands if it's a disqualification. Sammy's going to come up to him while that's going on and be like, that's not right. That's not fair. You shouldn't get mad at me because I'm better than anybody else in Impact. It's not my fault they suck. Scott, he don't care. He's just like, get out my face. That's what's going on tonight. Later on, we're going to see Sammy backstage. He's going to approach Hernandez. He's like, dude, got some money for you. You know what I need you to do? On this one, Hernandez is like, nah, man, I can't do that. I got to show some loyalty to Impact. So he turns him down. We get to the match. Sammy Guevara versus Trey Miguel for the X Division title. In a perfect world, we're going to get a 5-star match. But we're talking about all the high spots. Everybody gets their stuff in. Really competitive, really good match. With Sammy staying just a little bit ahead, but Trey staying with him. Here's the finish. Sammy Irish whips Trey into the ropes. Trey comes back. Sammy pops him up for the pop-up powerbomb, but Trey wraps around him, Frankensteiner into the pinning combination. 1, 2, Sammy rolls through it, has Trey pinned. 1, 2, 2.5, but he gets out. They both pop up. Sammy goes to clothesline, but Trey grabs him into the small package. 1, 2, Sammy rolls it through. Trey's pinned. 1, 2, they kick out. They get back up. Sammy goes to grab Trey, but Trey wraps around him. He's got him down in the mousetrap pin. 1, 2, 3. Right as he says 3, Sammy kicks out, but it's too late. Trey has the match won. He's the new X Division champion. Now while Trey is standing victorious, Sammy pops up like, "No, I've been had. That was a fast count." Here comes Scott D'Amore with security, right? And they all wrap up. They grab Sammy. He's like, "You're out of here, pal." Well, as we go, we see Sammy get thrown out. Remember how Gorilla Monsoon threw Bobby the Brain Heenan out on that last episode of Raw? That's what Scott D'Amore does to Sammy Guevara here. This is the blow-off. Alright, so that's the very first thing I have ever booked in wrestling. I hope you enjoy it. Hope it's relative. If it ain't no problem, hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't. I'm Walt, the most gangsta nerd on YouTube, and I'll be seeing you soon enough.